internship to find Bay. Psych. I did internship simply because God told me to. I remember when I first met Pastor David, he like presented me that idea, and at first I was like, nah, I'm chilling. But God had other plans and ideas, and so he was tugging at my heart, and he just would never let me let go of the idea of going to Denver. And then he was like, finally like, you know what, Pam, I need you to go. And he made it clear to me, and so I was like, okay, God, I guess I'm going to Denver. What did I expect coming into Denver? Okay, so honestly, I did not know what internship was about, like at all. Pastor David left me in the dark. I thought that coming here, that it was just gonna be this like chill, but at the same time learning a lot. So I really didn't have any expectations because I didn't know what to expect. But as internship started, I remember the first day of internship, I like told God, I was like, God, I don't know what to expect, but what I do know is that I want to go from glory to glory. And so whatever that looks like, take me there. And as internship went on, the Lord will show me things that he wanted me to expect out of him. And so I started expecting those things, and I started seeing them. As far as like how, so the more that I spent my time in Devo and in prayer, the Lord will reveal like life destinies or who I am, and he would even correct me, things that needed to be like worked on. Like he would point it out, and he would show me how to correct it and how to go about it. And so through that, I was able to take steps forward instead of steps backwards. And because of that, I was able to see the fullness and the realness of who God is. And yeah. All right, so I grew up in a very rich spiritual background. My lotion was anointing oil, so I was radiating God's glory and beauty all the time. So I was exposed to a lot of those things. Was a part of a youth group that was on fire. Everyone loved God. And so I felt pressured having 8 siblings, and all of them they were in love with Jesus, and you could see the realness of who God was in their lives. And being the youngest, or second to the youngest, I felt like I had to live up to those expectations. So instead of pursuing a relationship correctly, like pursuing intimacy with God, I based my relationship with God off of other people's glory and not my own, or like not experiencing God's glory for myself. I like skipped intimacy like completely, and I allowed myself to believe that like being a lukewarm Christian was okay. I didn't necessarily have friends who were like on fire for God, and so we were all just lukewarm. And it was really hard because I had so much to live up to. And I like kind of lost sight of like my own identity and who I was. And I remember like one day I was like, where was I? I was like at this retreat, and I sat down, and God was just like, you don't know me as much as you think you know me. And I was like, what you mean? Like, I grew up in a Christian background. Like, what are you saying? Like, my parents taught me. I know, like, what are you saying? And he was like, you don't know me. Like, when have you ever consistently took out time to spend time with me, to get to know me, to get to know my heart? I was like, you're right, but I still know you. And I like almost convinced myself that I knew God, and I didn't. And I finally came to the point, and I just looked at my life and looked at myself, and I asked myself, if I were to die today, could I 100% say that I was going to go to heaven and be with the Father? And I couldn't. And in that very moment, I knew that something had to change. And I knew that I had to seek for intimacy with the Father. And so I sought God, and I've always like seen so many supernatural things happen. But I really, really wanted to experience for myself. I think one of the biggest things here at internship was like the manifestation of His Word. I wanted to be able to read His Word, eat His Word, soak it up, spit it back out, do it again, repeat. I really wanted it to stick. And the more that I was intentional about doing that, the more I was able to like grasp and understand the fullness, like try to get the idea of the fullness of who God was. And also with being here, I wanted to be intentional about stepping out into like the prophetic, just being intentional about always trying to seek God even in the little things, in relationships and going out with my friends and walking down the hallway. Like I wanted to be able to see things and say, that's God, or I wanted to get to a point where the Lord would speak to me through things no matter where I was or what I was doing. I wanted to be intentional about listening and being attentive to who he was and to the sound of his voice. I wanted it to be a lifestyle thing, not just like going to do Devo and like making sure that I'm implementing Devo, but also like doing Devo, implementing Devo, but also going out and being intentional about seeing, hearing, listening to the Father, and then as he speaks, speaking out what he wants me to speak out, and kind of just living a lifestyle worthy of his name. And being here has allowed me to tap into that and be confident about it and step out in confidence with that. So I'm super excited about the journey that God has taken me on. I can't wait to see what I look like next month because he works fast. Just as long as I'm pouring into him, he'll pour back into me more than I can ever expect. So I'm just excited to continually like just press in with the Father, go deep, seek him, and just get some intimacy with him and let him change me and wreck me. My name is Pamela Leonidas, and this is my story.